When it's gone, rain pounds against the window. The city hums outside, oblivious to the storm raging inside one man's soul. The sound of a ticking clock echoes in the silence, slow, deliberate, like the countdown to something inevitable, something tragic. The rise of Jamal King. Jamal King was the man. Born and raised in the south side of Chicago, he grew up knowing that if he wanted to make it, he had to hustle harder than anyone else. And he did. By 25, Jamal was pulling in six figures as a top real estate broker, his name buzzing through the city like a rising legend. His black BMW purred like a panther as he sped through downtown, windows down, confidence on 100. He had the high-rise condo overlooking the skyline. He had the freshest suits, the best watches. He had a woman who loved him, a mother who prayed for him, a brother who looked up to him. But here's the thing about having it all. If you don't appreciate it, life will take it away. The beginning of the fall, the first crack in the foundation, came silently. Jamal sat in his corner office, the Chicago skyline stretching out behind him like a kingdom he thought he ruled. His glass desk was stacked with paperwork, but his eyes were locked on his laptop screen, where an email subject line burned into his brain: deal canceled, client withdrawn. He blinked, refreshed the page. The email was still there. His biggest client, the one that was supposed to bring in millions, had walked away without warning. Jamal scoffed, shaking his head. Nah, this is a mistake. They need me. He grabbed his gold-plated phone, dialing the client's number, leaning back in his leather chair like a king who refused to believe his empire was crumbling. It rang and went to voicemail. Jamal gritted his teeth, tossing the phone onto the desk. Then another email came in, and then a third, then a fourth. More deals, more losses. His chest tightened. The air in the office felt heavier, like the walls were closing in. Aaliyah's name flashed on his phone screen, 3 missed calls. He sighed, rubbed his temple. He loved her, but right now, she wasn't the priority. His assistant walked in hesitantly, holding a folder. Jamal, we need to talk. There's an issue with payroll. He barely looked at her. Figure it out. Her lips pressed into a thin line, but she nodded and left. He didn't see the worried look she gave him as she closed the door. Didn't notice a storm brewing on the horizon. Jamal thought he was untouchable. But life was about to remind him no man is invincible. Losing it all. When money dries up, so do the people. The same friends who drank on his tab every weekend, they stopped calling. The same women who smiled when he pulled up in that BMW, gone. Even Aaliyah, the woman who had been with him since day one, started to pull away. She tried to warn him, Jamal, you're losing yourself. But Jamal, he didn't listen, didn't think he had to, until one night, Aaliyah stood by the door, bags in hand, her eyes full of something he wasn't used to seeing, disappointment. I loved you before the money, before the cars, but you never saw that. The door closed softly behind her, and just like that, she was gone. Rock bottom. Rock bottom doesn't hit you all at once. It's slow, painfully slow. One day you're checking your bank account and realizing you can't afford rent. The next, the repo man is outside taking your BMW. And the day after that, you're standing outside your mother's house because you have nowhere else to go. Jamal stood on that porch, soaking wet from the rain, staring at the door he hadn't walked through in years. His hand hovered over the doorbell. What if she turned him away? What if she said, I told you so? But before he could knock, the door opened, and there she was, his mother. Older now, tired, but her eyes still held something he hadn't seen in a long time. Love. She didn't scold him, didn't ask questions. She just pulled him inside and put a plate of food in front of him. And as Jamal ate, slowly, shamefully, silently, he realized something. He had everything he ever needed, and he let it slip through his fingers. The climb back. And the next morning, Jamal woke up to the smell of coffee. His mother sat across from him, quiet, waiting. Finally, she spoke. You thought success was about money, Jamal, but success is about people, about love. You had it all, baby, but you never saw it. Her words hit harder than any loss he had suffered. And for the first time in years, Jamal listened. It wasn't easy. He had to swallow his pride and call his brother, apologize for all the times he didn't show up. He had to stand in front of Aaliyah, tell her he finally understood why she left, knowing she'd never come back, but still wanting to make it right. And he had to start from zero. No shortcuts, no easy money, just hard work. He picked up a job working at a small real estate firm, not as a top broker, but as an assistant, filing papers, making calls, humble work. But this time he did it differently. This time he built relationships. This time he valued people, not just money. And step by step, Jamal rebuilt, but this time he didn't do it alone. The lesson: years later, Jamal stood in his own office, not in a high rise, not dripping in luxury, but his. A picture of his mother sat on his desk. A small plaque read, "Success isn't about what you have, it's about who you have." Because once they're gone, you'll realize they were the only riches that ever mattered.